everyone, so today I want to show you how I made this single tulip vase. So here's one that I did. So I actually cut pieces out of the vellum here, and then I put beads around the top, not beads, gems, pearls, that's the name, pearls around the top. So that's one of the ones I did. And then there's this one as well, which I also made, and this has got like I've punched a border on this, and I've used vellum on for the curls, but you could use acetate, you could use a very thin card or paper, as long as it's not too thick. I wouldn't go any thicker than maybe a 180 GSM. And then I also did, in my live stream recently, I did this vase, and I've since gone ahead and added some tulips, and I will be doing a tutorial for that soon. So today we're going to be making this vase. So this is the one. This is the one I make in the video. So yeah, so I'm going to show you how to do this. So let's get into it. Okay, so for the large single tulip vase, this is for people who have letter size card. Okay, if you want to know the measurements for slightly bigger vase that I did in my live stream, then go and check my live stream out. If you don't want to watch the whole live stream, there are measurements in the description below the video, and you know, score lines and stuff like that, so you can just apply what you're hearing today but use the measurements from that video. So anyway, you're going to need a piece of base card that is 8¼ that's 8.5 by 10.5, and I've actually this time decided to take my own advice and go for double-sided card. So I'm going to have this on the outside, and I'm going to have the flowers on the inside of the vase. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to score along the long edge at 2.5, at 5, at 7.5, and at 10. And then we're going to turn it just so we can score along the short edge, and along the short edge we're going to score at 2.5. Now I've turned it over. You probably can't see my score lines very well, but what I'm going to do now anyway is I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish all of my lines. So hopefully now you can see that's all my score lines there. It's my little tab. So what I'm going to do now is at the bottom here, I'm going to cut up each of these flaps, and I'm just going to notch them ever so slightly. So once you've done that, you should end up with that. So you can see a bit better where my lines are now. I've also gone ahead and notched this tab here. So now what we want to do is going to add, on this side, we're going to add some red tape on here. Once we've added the red tape, we're going to peel the liner off, fold that flap over, fold this flap over, and stick it together like that. So then what we're going to do is on here, on these flaps here, we want to make sure on 3 of the flaps we've got tape, and then one of them we don't have tape. So I'm going to go ahead and add the tape. So now once we put the red tape on, as you can see I've put it on 3 flaps. This one is going to be my first one down, which is why I've put 2 lines on it. This one's got nothing on it, so that's going to go down first. And then this, I'm going to peel this off, stick that onto there, and then we're going to stick that one, and then that one, and make sure it's nice and square. Okay, so once you put it together, you should end up with that. So that's the base of your vase. So now we want to do the strips. So for the strips, you need 4 pieces of vellum or acetate or a thin card, and these need to be 2.5 inches by 11 inches. Now we just need to do some score lines and some marks on here. Okay, so I'm going to get the strips. I'm going to work out which way up I want them. So I want this to be the top. So at the top of your strip, you're going to score it at 2.5, and then you're going to mark it at 9.5. I'm actually going to just score mine I'm just not gonna, it's just so I can see it really. So you've got a 2.5 and a 9.5. That's very light score line. So I'm going to do the same with all of my strips. Okay, so once you've done that, you now need to decide if you're going to die cut a design in it like I have here, or punch your border like I have here, then now is the time to do it. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut out that flower design again that I used on the live stream because I do like it a lot, and I've just fluffed up all my flowers. So this is my 9.5 inch score line there. You can sort of see the line, and there's my 2.5. So we're going to bring our box vase back in again, and on the back I'm just going to put a line of tape on the base on one side, and then I'm going to put a line of tape on the vellum itself. Okay, so this is the bottom. This is that 9.5 inch mark or strip that we were talking about. So I've put some tape on the bottom there, and also some tape on here. So where that line is, that line needs to line up with the edge of your box. So I'm just going to take this, in fact I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to take this off, I'm going to turn this over, because obviously that's the right way up, and I'm going to line this up with that edge and make sure it's straight. There we go, like that, and then we can just flip this over, take this backing off and stick it down. Okay, so that's your first piece done. So now we're just going to go round and continue and do the same with all the other pieces. So you should end up with that. So that's all your pieces of vellum all stuck to the bottom of your vase. So now we're going to put a line of red tape just around the top here. Okay, so you should end up with that, and then all of your pieces of vellum, you just want to go ahead and score, well you've already scored, but where you've scored at the 2.5 line, you want to fold those back on themselves. So you're folding them outward like that. So you want to do that with all 4 strips. And then what we're going to do is find the beginning of our tape, which is here. We're going to peel off the backing on one side. Now I've done it so it goes all the way round. So I'm just going to peel off part of it, like that. And then we're going to take our strip, and where that crease line is, that's going to line up with the top of our box. Like that. So that's what you have. So we're going to do the same with all of the rest of the sides. So once you've done that, you should end up with that. So that's like your tulipy type look going on there. And then we just need to, we can either leave it like that with the flaps flapping if you want to, or you can curl them over, which is what I did, and stick them under like that. And so if you want to do that, all you need to do is put a line of red tape all the way around like we just did, and then you're going to fold this over like that until that edge meets that crease line, and then you're just going to flip the whole thing over and stick it down so it's nice and even, and you've got a nice even roll. So you can do that on all 4 sides. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and decorate. So I've cut these little bits out, and they're actually from a Cocoa Rosa die, which is this one, which you can still get. If you use my code ICE20, you should be able to get 20% off your order. And this one is still available. So yeah, so what I've done is I've just literally just cut the top half of the of each side, and it's quite nice because obviously you've got them like opposite, you know, ways. And I've used this iridescent, I suppose it is, paper from the first edition Chasing Rainbows pad by Trimcraft. Just a really nice paper, so I've cut those out. These I've had for ages. These are from Trimcraft. So I'm just going to go ahead now and use my Pinflair silicone glue and just decorate this up. So I've decorated the top, and then all I need to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and put some little pearls in the centres of the flowers. Okay, so there's the finished thing. So I've gone ahead and put some little pearls just in the centre of the flowers. Obviously you've got the leaf foliage and the roses on the top there. So yeah, so there's your finished vase. So that's quite easy to do. Well, it's not too easy. I had to struggle putting the pearls on. But yeah, so I'm going to do a video soon on how to make tulips. I've made a few of them already. I'll show you one of my tulips. This is one of my tulips. So I'm going to show you how to make these tulips. So stay tuned for that video. That will be coming soon. But yeah, so I hope you liked the video so far. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And yeah, we'll see you next time.